2018 has been the best experience thus far. I hope it's going to get even better from here. This is the year that I turned 33, and this is the year that I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ. What led up to this moment was, as I reflect back, just years and years and years of God chasing me. And finally, towards the end of 2017, there were some things that happened to me in my life. I had some people coming into my life saying things to me. And one day I had enough, and I was going to work. This was in the beginning, it was January of this year, and I was going to work, and I hopped in an Uber. And right away, the driver just started talking to me about, I have a message for you, and God sends messages through people, and it's not a coincidence. And she was kind of recapping all of the things that were being said to me, and I just started crying. And that same day, actually, it's so crazy. That same day, I actually, I'm a dental hygienist, and I had a patient that was a pastor. That very same day, after getting into the Uber and having this woman say all of these things to me, a couple of hours later, I had a pastor in my chair. And I said to him, I go, you know, I'm just learning about Jesus. Is it okay if I ask you some questions? So, I mean, my back was up against the wall. And then finally I said to myself, I've just got to surrender. I've just got to open up and let him in and see what people are talking about. And my life has not been the same since. So my best friend since the age of 14 has always been Seventh-day Adventist, but I didn't know anything about that. I just knew that she went to church, and she would always talk to me about church and having a relationship with God. But I was your typical party girl growing up, a little bit rebellious, and I was not ready to do the things that she said that I needed to do, which was like no piercings, no partying, no disturbing of God's temple. And I'm just like, well, I'm not going to be like everybody else who's clubbing on Saturday and then going to church on Sunday. I didn't even realize that she worshiped on Saturday. I knew nothing about what she was talking about. But because she wasn't practicing what she was preaching, I kind of saw it as a hypocrite. And so I'm the type of person that I like to go in and go all. So, you know, I'm not going to just read the Bible and talk about it. I want to live it. I want to apply those things to my life. So I just wasn't trying to hear it. She had never told me that it's about love and it's about forgiveness. So when I was coming to God, and when I was becoming more of aware of his presence in my life, I called my friend and I said, you never told me it was about love and forgiveness. You only talked about the rules. Had I known that I did have a father, because I grew up without a father, but had I known that there's only one father, and this father loves me and would never, you know, do the things that I've seen human fathers, you know, the physical abuse, the things that I saw growing up, I think that it would have impacted my life in a different kind of a way. So I told her, I'm finally ready. I'm ready to go to church. And I had one picked out, and it was the one that my patient, who was a pastor, had recommended to me, which was on a Sunday. So when my friend came to visit me in April, I said to her, I have a church picked out, starts on 10 o'clock on Sunday, let's go. And she said, no, we're not going there. And I was like, why not? Like, you know, this patient invited me, I gotta go. She's like, I have a different recommendation. And so when we walked in, I had an open mind and I had an open heart. I was just ready to see what this was all about. And Pastor Michael Kelly was preaching, and he was preaching about home improvement. And I just couldn't believe that he was actually talking about real life situations, and he was talking about just things that related to me, and I had no idea that this is what it was all about. And so I answered an appeal that very day, and I didn't even know what I was walking into. And I I'm so thankful for CPC and the way that they've changed my life. 2 things that I can look back on this year, 2018, and that I'm extremely thankful for, that I knew God was there, was definitely my baptism on July 28th. And the funny story is, like, I have never been so comfortable, like, in my skin, who I am. I was actually contemplating, like, what am I going to do with my hair on baptism day? Because, you know, I walked into CPC one way and I've left a completely different person. And I was actually going to straighten my hair. Like, but I don't want to put a bathing cap on. I want to be fully submerged in it all. And then I remember I was talking to Debbie, Elder Debbie, and I said to her, what am I going to do with my hair? And she's like, she went to the Bible and she said, God wants you to come as you are. So I just woke up and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to go in like this. And then I realized that this is who I am. You know, I'm not somebody, I wasn't born with straight hair. I was born with this beautiful curly hair. And so it has inspired me to set an example for young women, but most importantly, young Black women, because growing up, you don't see anybody who is walking around in their own skin. We're all doing something different, makeup, the hair, all of this. And so I'm so grateful for God for accepting me for who I am and making me feel beautiful, not just on the outside, but on the inside. He's really brought me closer to my heart. And then this has had a domino effect on the people who matter to me the most, which is my sisters. And one of my sisters has come to CPC and has established a relationship with God. This year has absolutely been a revelation, and I am so grateful.